Welcome to episode 30 of the Bulls Recap Podcast. I'm Joe Colley of the Chicago Sun-Times. You can read me in the Sun-Times. You could watch me on this podcast, or you could follow me on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, at @JCowleyHoops. Not the most fun follow all the time, so do that at your own risk. I want to say it was back like in November-ish. We were in Atlanta in the locker room. It's kind of quiet. They won, but it was kind of quiet. Half the guys were in the shower. And then this guy that I like to say is kind of a shit stir yells out across the locker room, "Hey, Cowley, I got a question for you." "Yes?" "Who do you hate more, the Bears or us?" The whole locker room, or at least half the locker room, kind of looked at me, put me on the spot. So let's bring this troublemaker in. You know what? Bring him in.
Yo, what up, Joe? Yo, what up, Joe?
So, does anybody call you Kwam Dean or no?
Nah.
All right.
I
I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. What does that translate to? I know Io is joy. What is
there a translation? It means to move forward.
I like it.
Move forward with joy.
Okay, so the shoulder, let's start there. How are things going with that? Obviously, you had the shoulder surgery. The timetable was for full basketball contact was about August. Where are you at? Are you ahead? Are you behind? I mean, where are you as far as the shoulder's going?
Yeah, by the grace of God, I would say I'm right where I need to be, maybe ahead, but just on the safe side, I say I'm right where I need to be. These last 2.5 weeks, I've been doing a lot of on-court work with the PD guys. Got some great work in LA, and I haven't been having no restrictions or no setbacks. Been feeling good, been lifting. Everybody's been doing a great job with me, bringing me along, and I'm just excited to just keep the ramp up process, and everything's been going well.
How's the shot feel? I mean, how's the mobility and stuff like that going?
Yeah, so I mean, of course, first time shooting it, I actually shot it pretty well. When I first touched the basketball, it felt a little weird, not touching the ball for three months, but gradually, it's feeling good. I'm not having no restrictions, no pain. So now it's all about just continuing to get reps and then just continuing to find ways to get better. Of course, the one pass that I would say is probably going to take some time is the left-hand pass to the corner. But each and every day, I'll be trying to just gradually get better at that, and it's getting better.
So, obviously everybody knows your climb from Morgan Park and then to Illinois. Was Illinois always going to be the choice? Or were there other ones that were kind of it was a tough decision, or no, it was a no-brainer?
I want to say it was a no-brainer because I really had some other schools that I was really interested in, Wake Forest and USC. I believe so. USC got into like a little scandal, whatever. So like that kind of pushed me away from there. And Wake Forest, they were right there. I was very, interested in going there. But ultimately, they didn't blow me over the way to say I'm gonna choose them over my home state school. So as I continue to wind down the process, I understood it would either be those two teams, and I just chose Illinois.
And then after year two, what was how big of a tease was it for you to make the jump after year two? I mean, because your name was on the radar after year two. There were people saying, he was kind of a tweener. Should he go or not go? And you made the decision to come back for a year three.
Yeah. I was very close to going, actually. I believe if it was no COVID, I probably would have went. But, having the COVID and not being able to work out in front of teams and, doing Zoom calls, I didn't think that was the best long-term decision for my future. So, I decided to go back because I was not in a rush. Like I thought I was ready, but at the same time, I was blessed that my family did not financially need me to take that big of a risk. So I just chose to go back.
And we've talked to you about draft night and stuff like that. Now we're talking about years later. You've had more than enough time to process it, accept it, use it as a chip. Whatever you've done with it going second round. But in your mind, do you still kind of have a Rolodex of the guards that were chosen in front of you, or you kind of just let that go and bygones be bygones? I'm in the league now and I'm doing my stuff now.
Yeah. I wouldn't necessarily say individually I look at the guys in front of me because at the end of the day, they had no decisional and getting drafted, but teams, I would say that's definitely motivation. Motivation seeing teams, that pass up on me. But that will forever be a motivation. Like that's just a motivation that I would think would just stay with me for as long as I play, because that's just a competitor I am, and I understand that as I continue to get better, I want to be one of those guys where you look back and you say, yeah, I could have took him, and that's a part of my motivation of why I want to go as hard as I want to go.
You brought up LA. I know a group of the Bulls players were out in LA. You're a guy who kind of prides yourself on off-season work. The I remember rookie year physically looks way different. When you look at your back, the development, the NBA training, you could see that it's put weight on you, put physicality on you, put muscle on you. Has that been tough to make that transition? But at the same time, it doesn't look like you lost speed. It doesn't look like you've lost anything. If anything, it looks like you've gained the ability to drive and take that physicality. Talk about that process of basically your body going from a college body to an NBA body.
Yeah, that's a great question, because when people want to actually get stronger, and pretty much the type of player that I am, where I use my strength, my speed, and transition, getting downhill, it was very important that I gain weight, but not just gain the weight while losing my speed. So, the Bulls sports performance staff did a great job this past season. And pretty much all the time I was here, even the guy that's not here no more, they did a great job with me. I was blessed enough to build a relationship with them where they were putting weight on me, but it wasn't weight that was slowing my speed down. And now I'm continuing to try to climb that, continuing to get stronger while also maintaining my speed. So adding in, 20 minutes of yoga each day, a lot of mobility, a lot of single leg things to get the joints going. Pretty much just focusing on all parts of the lifting. And then I think that's doing a great job of allowing me to get stronger, but also allowing me to get faster.
I saw your vlog that you do.
Vlog.
It's great content. Modest, I see Modest there. He's wearing a tank shirt. There's only two reasons you're wearing a tank like that. You're Italian, and I know he's not Italian, or you feel like you're yoked. He looked like he's put some muscle on. Where's his game? When you guys were in LA, did he stand out? Was he kind of like, whoa, this guy is really going to take a second year leap?
Yeah, for sure. Modest is a hard worker. He's a tremendous worker. He loves to work. He loves to be in the gym. And I have high praises for him, high expectations for him, because I'm seeing him in person. Like you said, him getting stronger. He's starting to realize how strong he is and how he really could dominate. I know Giannis is a Hall of Famer, top 20, top 30 player, but physically, I think Modest has a chance to really dominate the game like that, because he's 6'10", 6'11", and as he continues to get stronger, as he continues to live in the weight room, he's only going to get bigger. So I think he's going to continue to grow gradually like that in terms of him able to finish, him able to rebound, him able to just dominate the game. I think that's definitely going to show. So he definitely had a very good show in LA.
When a guy like Modest comes into the league, and you've been around a little bit now, I'm not going to say, you're tweener vet. I think that's fair to call you a tweener vet. You're right there. When a guy comes in the league now, can you tell right away, oh, this guy, okay, I believe the hype, or you know what, this guy is trash. He's not all that. I know he went number this pick or this pick or this pick, but I don't see it. Are you able to tell that right away? Or in this league, because guys can take such second year or third year jumps, that's kind of a dangerous practice just to say that guy's just trash. You don't have it.
Yeah, I think I can tell for the most part in terms of I love watching basketball, so I'm always watching college basketball. I'm watching overseas. I'm always studying the prospects coming in. So I would say probably like 8 out of 10. You always have those 1 or 2 where I personally wouldn't have thought they would have been as good, but that's why everyone has worked. That's why it's the best league in the world. But when I saw Modest, I was always impressed with him because he played with the McIntyre Fire a while back, and I actually wanted he was the main guy I wanted us to draft last year. So I always knew Modest what he had, but him seeing his body transform, that's one of the things that's surprising me, and seeing him become more powerful. And then, as he's continuing to get stronger and he continue to finish better at the rim, he's going to understand that when he's driving to the rim, it's going to be very limited people that can stop him. And then he's going to gain that confidence. And then once that happens, he can shoot, he can put on the floor, it's going to be over.
So obviously Modest's rookie year was what it was, but and it has a lot of people excited. But your year last year, before the injury, to me, it felt like you were finally, because your role has changed almost every year, it seems like. And there's been a couple times where your role has changed mid-year, even as a rookie. But it felt like last year your role was starting to be carved out of, he's not only a strong guard that can play on the ball, off the ball, but now all of a sudden this guy is an elite defender, a disruptor. He's going to kind of fit in that role of kind of backcourt guy that you could put on anybody, whether it's a small forward, even a big, a four. And then the injury happens. Do you feel like you've never been injured before, but at the same time, do you feel like, that was kind of a gut punch because it felt like you were right there as far as this is my role. I know what I'm doing and I'm starting to do it really damn well.
Yeah. Of course it was a little bit, hurtful to just, not be able to play no more. But after spending the time recovering, I looked at it like a blessing in disguise because, like you said, I was able to understand this is what I did well. And now what can I add on to that to come back next year even better? And that's why I've been doing a lot of yoga, a lot of opening my hips. So I'm able to, like you said, go up and down as fast as I can and then also be able to guard. And, you see a lot of the teams that made it far in the finals or the two teams in the finals, they both have, elite two-way players who can make plays on the offensive end and then also have big guards that can stop the other guard. And I think that motivated me, and that's my motivation now this summer to be able to come back in the best shape as possible because we play so fast that I think that's a definite way that can help the team win.
The one thing I'll say, the season ends, Arturas meets with the media and he talks about, he's still building this thing out, but at the same time, he likes the core that's there. And I will say this about Arturas. I've been critical of the job he's done, but at the same time, he rarely lies to us. I will say when he does talk to us, if he says they're not tanking, they're not tanking. We can sit there and scream for a tank or the fans can. When he says he's keeping a core together, he's probably keeping a core together. At the same time, there's a lot of the contracts that have one more year on it. You, Kobe, Vooch. Has that been talked about that maybe we only have like one more year at this thing? Obviously everybody could be extended and they can pick and choose if they extend. Josh Giddey is obviously going to be the first probably handled in the next month or so. But at the same time, do you guys as a team say, hey, we only have one shot at this because this could be broken up again? Or do you guys say, hey, we don't, who knows what's going to happen? Just go out and play. It just seems like you guys are kind of in between right now as far as which way this can go.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think we pretty much we really haven't talked together the team because, the summer and when the summer's going on, we plan. We're not really looking at contracts. We there having fun. But in reality, like you said, that is something we're gonna have to deal with. That's just a part of the NBA. But right. I would say, for me, being one of the leaders on the team, I try to preach to just live in the moment. It's the NBA. Any given time, anything can happen. But the best thing we could do is, as long as we're on the same team together, as long as we plan together, that we all is one. And we want to do whatever it takes to be committed with each other and do whatever it takes to help us as a team win. And that's why it was so important that we got in some 5-on-5 action. I don't think a lot of teams are doing that together. I think most teams are spread out, working out individually, but we want to make sure that we are locked in, cohesive with each other because at the end of the day, once training camp comes, it's not going to be no one-on-one workouts. It's going to be all together. We one team.
Right.
So to answer your question, I would say we're just taking it as it goes, one day at a time. as long as we're on the same team together, we plan, we excited, we want to win. We do want to make the playoffs. I would say that was something that a goal that all of us have. We've been playing for 3 years in a row, so we do want to break that curse and make the playoffs. And we understand what we have to sacrifice to do that.
Who organized LA? Is that kind of a?
Yeah, so we planned it during the season. We wanted to do it. So I would say me, Cole, we were and Patrick, we were like the main three during the season. We met and we said once the season in, we want to make sure we get together. We didn't want to make it a summer where no one is together throughout the whole summer, and then the preseason comes. Now let's go play together. Like, we wanted to build that camaraderie together, and I think it was a success.
I always wondered how those work. Like, do you guys? I mean, obviously the USC run is famous. I mean, that goes on every summer, and like schlubs like me aren't walking in and saying I got next.
Yeah,
that ain't happening. Do you guys get like a private gym? Do you guys have to arrange all that? Are guys in like hotels? Do you get the Airbnb a big house? I mean, is it just like hoops hanging out and more hoops? I mean, how does that week work when you guys do something like that?
Yeah, so I mean, we all get together. We get out there. We was in Westlake, so if you lived out there, like Josh, he stays out there near the
Right.
LA area. Kobe, he stays. He has his own Airbnb because he works out there during the summer. So they stayed at their Airbnb, and then everybody else who wasn't, we got them hotels. We stayed at the hotels, the Four Seasons, and then it was pretty much how it is in Chicago, but it was in LA. So you got a shooting time, a lift time, and then after that, we play pickup for about an hour. We were blessed enough that the facility we were at, they gave us treatment. We were able to ice. We were able to recover, massage, anything you needed, extra shots, whatever it is. And then after that, they had smoothies for us, and you got food, and then you just relax. So it was pretty much the same thing in Chicago, but in a different setting.
How competitive is it?
Oh, it was very competitive. That's the most competitive. When we together as brothers. I was unable to play, so I was
right.
I was gassing the gym up. I was making it even more competitive.
You were the hype man. I'm sure you were stirring it up. I'm sure you were causing trouble. Yes.
Yeah. So, but it was great though, because the tenacity that we was playing with, the grit. We were playing together. It was fun hoops. It was fun.
The NBA Finals, obviously two teams that, whether it's arguable or not, Arturas feels like he can simulate because of how long the bench is and the style of play, offensively, the style of play. Do you guys see that the NBA is shifting towards that, or is this more of these just happen to be the two teams that did it? I mean, whether you want to say Indiana took care of Cleveland because of a couple injuries, or however you want to explain it. What's your feeling about the direction right now of the league and how close you guys are to no longer being that play-in team and actually being a playoff team?
I mean, that's a great question. I would say I think the league is trending towards that. I think it's trending towards, having, like I said, guards that can do both. Having elite wings that can finish, having a scoring guard that can facilitate and make plays, and then playing fast. I think we play very similar to Indiana, just with how we play, pick and pop big. They play so fast, like they get it out fast. They outland the ball. They get enough shots, but they playing together. I think that we right there. I mean, seeing Indiana do it, I don't want to compare, but I just think that the way our team is constructed and the way we play, we definitely do play very similar. So that's why I said next year making the playoffs, if we do the right thing, that's something that we definitely could accomplish.
All right, I'm going to get you in the interrogation room, and I'll get you out of here. You ready for this? These are just going to be quick-hitting questions. First thing off the top of your head, whatever you go. First of all, let's get the Bears thing out of the way. I told you if you jumped on the pod, I would take 175 of the 200 push-ups off.
That's bad.
I'm gonna honor that. It's down to 25. So stick with me on that, because there will be another bet coming here shortly.
Let's go.
All right. Toughest assignment in the NBA to guard, your opinion?
Steph Curry.
Okay. And just because of the
he moving. He always moving.
I don't think people realize
Always moving.
I don't think they understand. They just see shooter. I don't think they understand everything he actually does to be open shooter. If you were not a basketball player, sport you would have played?
Baseball, shortstop.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Have you ever thrown out a first pitch?
Yeah.
Was it good or was it trash?
It was solid.
All right, I'll look it up. Is Io a Bull come fall camp? Ooh.
By the grace of God. Yeah, by the grace of God.
More negative in your opinion, the Chicago fans or the Chicago media?
I don't think the Chicago fans are. I would probably say I don't really think neither are negative.
I like that. See, I'm Mr. Positive.
Yeah. I don't think they negative. Everybody got their own opinion. I wouldn't say that's negative.
Years from now, your firstborn comes to you. He or she has 2 scholarship offers. One's to Indiana, one's to Iowa. Which one irks you more?
Indiana, Iowa, they getting homeschooled. I'm cool.
That's it? They're not going?
They're not going to neither of them schools.
All right. Besides yourself, which current teammate do you trust? Down 1, 10 seconds left. Take that shot.
Kobe White.
Okay, I like it. Who's the class clown of the team?
Dalen Terry.
Bigger moment for you. The triple-double against San Antonio, which was a phenomenal game.
Thank you.
Or when they announced your jersey retire, or when they retired your jersey.
Illinois?
Yeah.
Illinois.
Okay. Bears. I say we go 50 push-ups. That way, I'm not in the red. I'm in the red then.
They're gonna win 12 games this year.
Okay. Okay. Here, I'll even do you a solid. I'll set it at 10.5 and take the under.
Over.
Okay, that's it. 50 push-ups.
50 push-ups.
Back.
It's back on camera, on live. Everybody see
on
it.
live. That's it. 50 push-ups. 10 and what is it? 10.5.
10.5. So 11 I win, 10 you win.
Okay. Last one. Team flight. Players only and coaching staff. Plane goes down. Everybody's fine, but you're on a deserted island. Who becomes the leader? Who's the last survivor? Who's the first eaten?
The leader.
Who names himself the leader? Whether you all believe it or not.
I will say myself the leader. I'm going to get us there. And then you said who's the what?
Who's the last survivor?
Last survivor? I say Pete Crawford. Pete Crawford,
Why?
PD guy.
Why?
That's my guy.
All right. You don't think Giddy? I mean, Giddy, didn't he grow up like in the Outback?
Wait, you said who's the last survivor?
Last survivor.
Oh, yeah, that's my guy, Pete Crawford.
Okay, and then who's the first eaten? You can include the broadcasters.
Stacey King.
It's the second time that's been said. You called my guy Stacey. I saw that.
That's my guy. I love you, Stacey. Give me the hot sauce.
And then you called DeMar.
Yeah, you tuned in. Look, there you go, Joe. You tuned in. I got the Sumo 11 Twitch. Tune in, Joe.
Everybody tune in. It's good stuff. Io, my guy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will see you in fall camp, and I appreciate your time. Good. Io, he was good. Let's go to the rant. Cowley Island. Parity in the NBA. Look, one of these two teams is going to be a first-time NBA champion. It will be the 7th different team in 7 straight years. And I know a lot of people are saying right now the product isn't good. Dynasties are better. Well, big markets are better. I'm here to tell you this is great for the league. Because the one thing the NFL has over the NBA is when that fan base checks in every first day of camp, there is hope. You still need that guy in the NBA. You need that one dude who fourth quarter, game on the line, shows the onions and could get it done. I still don't think the Bulls have that. We'll wait and see. But it's not there yet, and that to me is the big difference between play in and play off for that team. I think the style of play I think the shot profile has all gotten better. But this NBA playoffs, to me, has been as good as it's been in the last 4 or 5 years because of A, you didn't know who was going to win. There was parity. B, I think the physicality is back to where, yes, the regular season was this finesse, was this softness, up and down threes, but the playoffs had a throwback feel to it, and it's been good. And as an organization, you have to be built for both, which I think is fantastic. And I'm excited to see what this turns into, not only with the regular season and the playoffs, but now next year with the All-Star game, with the idea that Team USA versus the world. I think that's going to add. So I think the NBA is in a great place. And to me, it starts with parity and hope and letting fan bases at least say, hey, our style of play is at least does this, or hey, our shot profile at least does this. You still need that dude. That's the search. That's what AK's missed out on. But I think it's been great. All right, let's get to the list. This week's list is going to be the five hottest climbers in the NBA draft, the guys that are really climbing up that draft board. And, the draft's we're about 2 weeks away, so it's coming quickly. Noah Serber, Georgetown, big man. There aren't a lot of pure centers in this thing, and the one that the Bulls would love is going to be gone by 7. Sorber's interesting. Keep an eye on him. Carter Bryant, I got him at number 4. A lot of teams are starting to really look at him. Igor Denman, I talked about him a couple times. I think he's one of the quickest climbers. I think he's Josh Giddey, maybe even, a better defensive Josh Giddey. So we'll see on that. Jeremiah Fears, a lot of teams are falling in love with him. He might even jump Trey Johnson. We'll see. I mean, that's going to be individual combines. The number 1 climber, the guy that's name is I'm hearing the most right now, Con Knippel from Duke. Watch out for this. I think a lot of people had him 8, 9 in that area. I mean, I don't see 4. I don't see him jumping in front of VJ Edgecombe, but I would not be shocked if he does. 5, 6. I mean, I think there's a lot of teams that are intrigued by him because his athleticism, his willingness to play defense, and his high IQ are all very enticing. And the shooting is ridiculous. So yeah, that's the top 5 hot list. Love checking in with Io. I think behind the scenes, he is by far one of the funnier dudes. Dalen Terry's the class clown, but Io's right there. Io's more of like he likes to stir it up. And that's great. That's great for the locker room. So I want to thank him, thank McGuffey, thank everyone as usual for helping out with this week's episode. Until next week, I've got next.